provide an interim compensation of rupees 25 lakh each to the families of those who died in the crash, as well as to the sole survivor to help meet immediate financial needs. And this after the horrific crash in Ahmedabad, the ill-fated IA-171 with 240 plus passengers on board, including the cabin crew, all but a lone survivor of this crash. And this extra compensation is going to be in addition to the rupees 1 crore compensation already announced to support the families of each person. This was announced by the Tata Group earlier, and this financial aid was confirmed in a post on Air India's official social media handles. In addition to the compensation, medical costs for those injured, including students at the BJ Medical College, is also going to be fully covered at this point in time. Listening to what the Air India MD had to say. But before that, authorities have so far identified 31 victims of the Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad. This has been done through DNA sampling and testing, and 12 families, this is the latest development, 12 families have claimed the mortal remains of their loved ones so far. 31 bodies that have been identified, 12 families have claimed the mortal remains of their loved ones. The bodies who have been identified through DNA testing are set to be handed over to their families by the Gujarat government today, and as many as 230 different teams were formed to coordinate with the victims' families and their officials earlier. The high-level panel to probe the deadly Air India flight crash is likely to hold its first meeting on Monday as well. The committee headed by Union Home Secretary is expected to submit within 3 months its report detailing the causes of the accident. The ministry said in a statement that the panel will focus on formulating SOPs for preventing and handling such occurrences in the future. Now, like we've been mentioning, in the aftermath of the Air India plane crash, authorities have so far identified 31 victims. This has been done through DNA testing, and 12 families have claimed the mortal remains of their loved ones, whilst efforts continue to match the remaining victims as well, many of whom were charred beyond recognition, unfortunately. Dr. Rajneesh Patil, professor of surgery at the government-run BJ Medical College, also confirmed that DNA matching of former Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani is also currently underway. 31 plane crash victims have been identified via DNA sampling. 12 families have claimed the mortal remains of their departed loved ones. Officials had earlier said that 230 dedicated teams had been deployed to coordinate with the families of the victims, offering logistical and, more importantly, psychological support through this difficult time. The identification process is expected to take several more days as forensic teams continue working round the clock to match samples and assist the grieving families. My colleague Nivriti Mohan joins us on the phone line here. Nivriti, you've been talking to us right from the various hospitals where people are getting their treatment and, of course, near the BJ Medical College site where exactly the crash took place. 31 bodies have now been identified via DNA sampling. What's the latest that you're picking up?
Yeah, in the mortuary complex of the civil hospital in Ahmedabad, there is an arrangement that has been made for the families of the victims. A tent has been set up. They are waiting to get remains of their loved ones from this particular complex. And as we spoke to the authorities, the medical superintendent of the civil hospital, he has confirmed to me that 12 bodies have already been handed over to the families, and 31 DNA samples have been matched. He did not use the word identified, although I asked him that have these been identified. He just said that 31 DNA samples have been matched. So whose DNA samples were they that have been matched? Let us see. It will come up as the time passes. But Already they have handed over around 12 bodies, and now because 31 DNA samples have been matched, so we are expecting that during the day today, these 31 bodies will also be handed over to the families. Rest, you know that around 1,000 DNA samples have been are to be collected. They have been collected, and because people were coming from outside Gujarat also, so as they are coming, they took DNA samples yesterday also. So it takes some time for the entire process. So the process is going on. DNA sample matching is also going on. It
All
is
right.
going to take some time. Yesterday I spoke to a family. They were given a time of 72 hours. So it will take a day or two. By the time all the bodies are identified, DNA samples are matched and bodies are handed over.